Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're going to be playing a new playthrough. This time it's going to be a Zombicide 2nd edition, which I just got recently. Now, I played a lot of Zombicide. I played quite a bit of it actually through all the different expansions and everything else that they had. But this will be a marginally new experience. It is much the same game. They've done some streamlining. We're going to talk about that before we actually play the game. And of course, they've gone to the plastic dashboards, which are super cool. Now you can, when you're able to, in Zombicide, you're able to upgrade to that and stuff, sort of thing. But we have all of it in Zombicide 2 now, including an upgrade pack. But the first thing I want to do before we get started is I want to cover two things. One is what we won't be playing with, and what we will be playing with from the new Zombicide 2 series. So I think I'm going to show you a couple boxes first because we're not going to play with these things. I'm going to show you a couple enhancements that we could play with, and then we'll get into what's different about Zombicide 2 as opposed to Zombicide 1. Pretty good differences, I think, and or actually better gameplay differences, and then we'll get right into the game. So one of the packs that I did get was the presidential box. You notice I haven't even cracked the seal. It's got all of our favorite presidents on here, if you like, whichever one you like, and it allows you to play them as characters in the game. We will not be using that. We also have these zombie companion upgrade kits from the base game, or for the game, and we will not be using this either, so that is not going to be in play. The other thing I'm not going to be using, I thought about it big time. I'm not going to be doing it though. The Urban Legends Abomination pack. We're going to play with the abominations that come with Zombicide 2 first. Okay. And then one of the other things that's super cool and lots of options is the Danny Trejo pack, Badass Survivor and Zombie set. So we got him as a survivor, you can see him there, and then we got him as a zombie and then him as an abomination. We're not going to be using that either. We're pretty much just using the things from the base game. I just want to let you know what else I have. I almost included this, the Zombie Soldier set, just because I thought it might be interesting. But again, it's 6 miniatures, and I think that we're just going to stick with what we have in the base game for this first playthrough. I'm sure I'll play it again sometime. And then I did get the 3D cars, but this scenario I'm playing does not use cars. So in the 3D cars, I think you can actually put your players into the cars. Now, there are also 6 basic characters that were pretty much, except for one, were pretty much from the first Zombicide game, and that's Wanda, Ned, Josh, Doug, and Amy. But I'm also going to be playing with Ellie as one of our base game characters, and she's one of the base characters in the box. There are also these kid characters. I'm not going to be playing with them either. We're just going to play. I wanted to kind of keep it pure. I almost thought about swapping one kid out with Ellie just for the heck of it. Kids have less health, but they can always use slippery as part of their action, so they can duck in and out of zombies pretty well. So I may swap out Ellie. I'm still not 100% convinced on that, but right now my intent is to play just the basic characters in the game. Now the other part is I think they call it the reboot box, and there's a bunch of stuff in there as well. For example, there are these additional abominations. We will not be playing with those. It would be interesting, but we're not going to do it because I want to show what's different in this new version of Zombicide, and there's also all these pimp weapons that are new that came in that reboot box, which we will not be playing with. We're just going to be playing with the ones from the base game. So that, and then of course there's a big expansion that came as part of the Kickstarter called Washington ZC. We're not going to be playing that either. And now I'm going to talk about a couple things with the new version of the game that is different from the old version. Okay, first things first is setup. And one of the cool things about the new setup of the game is when you're setting up a scenario, it tells you where to place things like where the zombie spawns are, where your characters start, anything really special in the game. But based on the tiles you're laying down, the whatever you call, not mission markers, things that you have, objectives, thank you, there you go. Anyway, these objective tokens, doors, and loot crate boxes, which are the pimp weapon loot crates, are all in and marked on the tile itself. So that makes the setup a whole bunch easier. I like that aspect a lot. Now, there's another aspect of the game which has to do with opening doors and spawning. So when I open this door, we're not going to spawn something in every room like you did in the previous Zombicide, only in these dark rooms, these rooms that don't have any light. I think they're just called dark rooms, dark zones. If I remember, yeah, dark zones. Okay, so they will not spawn in every room like they did in the old Zombicide. Now, there's an enhanced rule, which I will not be playing with today, that makes it tougher. It's an enhancement to add some difficulty to the game if the game's too easy, so that when you're in these dark zones, or firing into dark zones, you have to roll a 6 to hit instead of whatever you normally need to roll because it's dark in there. I like that one a lot. Of course, all the other stuff in the game, a lot of it's pretty much the same. You know, we're going to draw a zombie card. We're going to move. We can search rooms for our actions. We can move for our actions. We can attack. We can fight. There's still friendly fire, but kind of like some of the other versions of Zombicide, now instead of if you miss, then you will hit a friendly survivor. It's not like the chart that there was originally. They don't call experience anymore. It's called adrenaline, which is fine. It's the same exact mechanic, though. As you go up on your board in adrenaline, you will get new abilities, but you will also increase the difficulty of the game by going into new danger zones, right? One of the other cool things is Molotovs and that you used to have to get 2 items to combine when you find one, you just find one. It does what it does. It works very similar to the old Zombicide game, except you don't have to combine the 2 items together. So that's kind of cool. If you search and you find a Molotov, then that's what you got. Those are the highlights. I think you'll see some of the other things. There's a lot more skills in the game as well, which is cool. And I think we'll just see that as we go through this gameplay. Now, because I'm using the base games, you're going to see a lot of the old type skills that we used to have. And odds are we will not get, I don't even know, I'm going to try and make it through the whole scenario. And we'll talk about what the scenario needs to do now. So let's go over that, and then we'll get right into gameplay. I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about rules because you get to see it in action, but I did want to cover the highlights of what's different. Plus, only one of the boards and everything's great. Outside zones are the same. They're kind of easy to play, you know, if you're within these zones. Like if you're in this space, this counts as a zone right here, for example. Yeah, pretty simple. All right. Now, of course, we had starting equipment that went onto our dashboards there, gray-backed cards like the fire axe. So I've already placed the starting equipment with the characters, and when I'm playing the character, I will bring it out onto the board so you can see the dashboard for that individual. And I've just kind of got them ordered 1 through 6. I'm going to be starting with Wanda in the gameplay, and we're going to talk about the scenario right now. Now, in this scenario, we have to do a couple of things. This is going to be the first scenario in the book. One is each player has to land on an objective, so you have to get each actor, they call them in the game, has to get an objective. I'm flipping over to the actual mission right now so I can make sure I give you the right information. That's called doing our part. It says each objective gives 5 adrenaline points to the survivor who takes it. Place the token on the survivor's board. They have to do that. The other thing that we have to do is find supplies for our shelter. So the 2 objectives that we have to do here is we have to get an objective token each. That's some of the supplies that we need. And we have to get 3 food cards. Not each survivor, just in total, 3 food cards, a bag of rice, canned food, or water. And it can be distributed anyway through the survivors. And of course, I believe all survivors have to live through the scenario to win, which is typically the case. Now, I will have different abominations, but I'm not playing with the massive abomination rule. There will only ever be 1 abomination out on the board because I just want to give you the basic gameplay. Now, I've already set up for this scenario. As you can see, it's all placed there, and we have our 6 characters in the game already. I suppose I could play with 5, but we're going to go all out. I think this one, I don't know if it requires 6 or not. I don't think it does. It's just medium. It requires 45 minutes, and I guess you could play with as many as you want. But typically, you want to play with all characters, right? Anyway, we also have this handy-dandy chart on the back of the game book, which walks you through the player phase, zombie phase, end phase, and targeting priorities. And the other characters like the walkers and runners, fatties, they all kind of work the same as they used to. Walkers just move 1, can take 1 hit. Runners get 2 activations, but can only take 1 hit. And they also are not the priority; they're the last priority because they're faster. And then fatties and abominations typically take additional damage. Fatties take 2, abominations take 3, or depending on which abomination you get, it could be more. All right, that is our scenario. So we got to get some food, and we have to get objective tokens for every player. So we'll probably split into a couple of groups and go after objective tokens. Let's get started right away. We're going to get started with Wanda, she is first up, and take a look at what she's going to do. Oh man, has it been a long time since I've done a Zombicide game on the channel. It's pretty cool. Anyway, as you can see, Wanda is orange, which the orange and yellow are really close together, but you can also tell Wanda's miniature because she has roller skates and a chainsaw. That was the cool part about her character. Now we start in this room in the middle. Neither of the doors are open, and there's no enemies. So I think for her first action, because she has this handy dandy crowbar, and we're going to go first, then the zombies will go, is we're going to take her first action, and this is what we do. Our actions, again, are move, search, we can open doors, we can reorganize our inventory or trade, and then there's the combat actions. We can also use an action to take and activate something. There's also noise in the game still. Now you can see here that when we use the crowbar, it has the slash through the ear, meaning it does not make noise. That's also true for opening doors. So Wanda is going to use her first action to open this door. Now all you have to do then is flip it over, and you can see the doors bashed open, and we're good. Okay. I think for her second action, because she only has the crowbar as a weapon, we do have this crate right here. It is a pimp weapon crate, which is something that's kind of new to this game and are always available. You don't have to be in the red zone to take a pimp weapon and use it, which is kind of neat. You just get to pop it out and play. So you could have some pretty powerful items right up front. And I think that's what our second action is going to be, is to open this crate. She's going to do that, and then that will take the crate out of the game and allow her to draw one of these super cool weapons. I don't know if that counts as a search action. I'm going to have to figure that out, but we're not going to worry about that because she's going to do something different anyway. Okay. She's got some movement skills on her. She has the ability of sprint, so we'll take a look at that in a second. But shuffle these up for the first time, and she got an Army sniper rifle. Now, you'll see a different symbol here than in the original game. It shows a bullet. That means it takes a certain type of ammo, and when you match that with plenty of bullets, then you can use this weapon. There's also higher caliber ones that show plenty of shells. With this weapon, it has the ability, now this is something also new, it has the ability of sniper, which means she can shoot far and hit well. You can see it can shoot 1 to 4 zones. We're going to roll 2 dice. We need a 3 or better to hit, and it does 2 damage, meaning it can take out a fatty. So we're going to place that right here in her other slot. Now, it doesn't require 2 slots, it just requires 1. But we also want to look at some of her skills. So the first one that she has that I want to show you, because it is new to this game, to the base game, is Sprint. And so, and I'll show you Sniper as well, because that's on her gun. Now, I'm not going to go into this depth of explanation as we go. Once we get playing, we'll just do that. But it says, the survivor can use this skill once during each of their turns to spend 1 movement action. With the survivor, they may move 2 or 3 zones instead of 1. Entering a zone containing a zombie still ends her movement. So she can move, she can hustle, and we're going to want her to do that at some point in time. Sniper, the survivor may freely choose the target of all their ranged actions. Friendly fire is ignored. So because she has that sniper rifle, she no longer has to target, she no longer has the risk of targeting a friendly in a zone. So those are her first 2 actions, right? So she's got 1 more left, and again, this is her right here. She is going to, let me see, hustle it up, and I think, now we could use her sprint ability and get her. I'm a little concerned because this is a spawn zone right here, but we want to get her to take one of the objectives we're probably not going to go after too much. So I think what she's going to do is she's going to go 1, and she's got a sniper rifle, so this is really powerful, 2 and 3. She's going to go right to there with her sprint ability. All right, that is going to be her turn. I'm going to get her board off of here, and we're going to go on to the next player, which will be Ned. Now remember, all characters are going to go before the zombies go, so that's okay. You know, I'm tempted just to take Ellie out of this and just have 5, just to make it a little tougher for myself, because I do know how to play this game, and you know, that might be good. Now Ned has a free search action, so I think what we're going to do with Ned, he's got a pistol in hand. I think what we're going to do with Ned, since there's no zombies in this zone, is we're going to do our first search action, and we're going to use his free search action. So that means that he will still have 3 actions after he does this. Now I shuffled the heck out of this, but I'm going to give it a couple more shuffles before we see. And the reason I like to do searches as a first action is sometimes zombies can pop up. Hopefully that's not the case. No, he just, this feels like 2 cards are there. They're thick. Wow, okay. He got a machete, so now he's got a hand weapon and a pistol. That is a good thing. Now you can only ever search once in a turn, so that's going to be it for Ned on his searches. I think the next action, though, he's going to take, if I'm not mistaken... Oh, yeah, taking a pimp weapon crate is considered a search action, so we can only do one of those. So, case in point, Wanda couldn't have searched twice for that, like the pimp weapon and then the room. But since he's already done that, I think he will take the first objective. Now, we haven't killed anything yet because there are no zombies on board, so he's going to pull the objective up that's actually in the room with him. We will put that on his board right here. And that means that he's going to get 5 experience. So we want to make sure he's not killing too many zombies yet. That was his second action. For his third action, he doesn't have anything that opens doors. Let's see, which one's Ned? Ned is the blue player. This is him right here. So he will just move out onto the street right there. And that will be the end of his turn, his third action. And I didn't show off his miniatures. These miniatures are great. They're really way more detailed than the first miniature. They're harder plastic. But look at the level of detail on Ned there. It's pretty good. Okay. Next up we have Josh. Now, Josh in the first one was Mr. Molotov. I think he figured out how to get like Molotov cocktails, how to fire or something. He's got slipperiness, which means he can kind of run through abilities or zombies without having to get the movement penalty. So here's Josh. That's his miniature. He's got a bulletproof or some kind of thing on his chest. It says human. Oh, it says he's human, but he's wearing like a little skull mask if you look at his card here. And it shows him with 2 pistols, but right now he's just got a baseball bat. So like Ned, the first thing he's going to do is a search action before he leaves the room. We want to see, 1, if we can get some food out of here before we leave, and 2, if we can get a better, maybe perhaps a long-range weapon. But no, we got a flashlight. So a flashlight allows you to draw 2 search cards when you do a search action, and this goes into his backpack, which goes right there on his dashboard. These dashboards are much nicer than they've really refined the dashboard piece of this, which is great. But that is going to be the first action for Josh, and then he will move to right here, and I think he will go over to help. Well, I don't know, because he doesn't move that well. Look, who else has a good move action? Amy. So I think he's going to stay right there. He's going to stop his turn right there. He'll hang out with Ned. They're going to probably move into this building, this building south of them, which is going to spawn a heckload of zombies. As you can barely see it, but you'll see it when it happens. Okay, next up we have the new character to the base game. Adult character is Ellie, or Elle. I don't know. I'm going to call her Elle. E-L-L-E, could be Ellie, not sure. And as you can see, their board is laid out. This is the adrenaline track. This is marks their skills, and you can use these tokens to continue to mark their skills. And as their health takes a hit, they go down right here. We're not too worried about that right now, though. And once again, we're going to start our action with her. This is her with the yellow... this is her with the yellow base and the big sniper rifle, even though she doesn't have one yet. Her base ability is sniper. But for her first action, she too is going to search. Shotgun, well, she'll take that. Now, see, that has a shell on it, meaning that when you use it as a weapon, it takes shells, and if you get plenty of shells, then that gives you extra chances to hit. So, and now, what's the shotgun do? It does 0 to 1 range, which means it can hit in your own space. Now, that's something interesting with range weapons. Not all of them can hit in your own space. Some of them have to be in the next space over. Does 2 damage, does 4, needs a 4 better, and does, 2 dice, 4 better, 2 damage. And she'll put that in that slot. That's a good weapon to have, a shotgun. Now, for her second action, since she searched and there's nothing else in here, she's going to move as well. I think she will go here. Now, I'm looking at her stuff. She does get a bonus action like most people, but not anything about movement. And since she has something with a sniper, she's going to stay there with them because she can use her sniper abilities if they go into this room, and she can stay out there and shoot without hurting them. So she's going to end her action there as well. So we're kind of splitting up the group. We got 3 here. They're going to probably move south. And then we got some others that are going to head that direction. All right, next up is my favorite, my namesake right here, Doug. He's going to be going next. Here's his board. I did start him with a pistol. He has the ability to do matching sets. So if he gets another pistol, he can use it as a matching set and go crazy. Or any other guns. It's a cool ability. All right, so the first thing, of course, he's going to do, we're all going to start off basically the same. We're going to start with searching. So he's going to search. A submachine gun, that's pretty good. I don't remember if he can do this with matching set or not, but he might. I think he has to have 2 submachine guns. But the submachine gun, as you can see, uses regular bullets like the pistol. has a 0 to 1 range, rolls 3 dice, needs a 5+, and it only does 1 damage, so you kind of spray fire on things. All right, and then he will take his second action to move there, and his third action to move here. He's heading over to help run with Wanda. Okay, and that is going to be his turn. So we're getting some weapons on these guys, and that's good. Last but not least for this turn, we have Amy. Amy has a fire axe, and she has a free action. Now, if she bashes the door up north, it's going to cause some noise, and that's okay, because I think she's going to exit that direction. But the first thing she's going to do is draw, search the room, because that's smart, right? So what does she get? She got a kukri. So now she has 2 hand weapons. Kukri does 0 range, of course, 2 dice, like the which is better than the fire axe. Needs a 4+, same as the fire axe, and does 2 damage. So she's got the fire axe for opening doors and the kukri for killing things. Which, by the way, she will, so we can show the noise mechanic, she will open that north door with the fire axe. So she comes up here and hacks the fire axe door open, meaning that there is a noise in this room and the door is now open. That was her second action. That requires an action to do that. And then for her third action, she will step out into the street there. Now, we're not really splitting them up. These 3 are going to come together and head that way. These 3 are going to come south, I think. We'll see. Zombie spawns could determine how that goes. And by the way, you can always do nothing, and you can always take an option to just make noise. But now we're going to go to the zombie step. The first thing we would do is activate any zombies on the board. There aren't any. Activation. There aren't any right now. We would attack and then move. And since there's nothing on the board yet, then we're going to spawn. Now, how does this work? Slightly different in this game compared to the others. There is always a spawn token that says number 1, and you always start from there. So that makes it a little easier, because I remember in the first game sometimes, where do we start? Where do we end? You know, you got to be careful. So this is the zombie deck. I'm just going to give it a quick cut, and we're going to start to draw from that. So what do we get first? Oh, this is the blue zone. Now this game is supposed to be a little tougher, so we got 3 runners in this zone. Another thing that I like that they did was they have the different plastic in case you don't paint them. They have the miniatures in different plastics. So runners look like this. There are a couple of runners here. There are 3 different runner miniatures, so I got 1 of each. So you can take a look at those. And they're going to be right here in this zone. Now that's bad because they get 2 activations when they activate. But of course, they won't activate this turn. And by the way, I did not remove any of the cards from the game. To make it easier, I kept all of them in because I don't mind that it would be harder. I've played this game a bunch of times. Okay, now way up north there, we have another spawn point. There's 3 spawn points on this board, and it's going to be extra activation for no one. So that is good. No one appeared up at that north section right there. And then here in the south, we have another, what is it going to be? Oh, the Abomination is coming out already, and it is in the blue zone. So, well, this is good. You're getting to see just about everything in the first turn that could happen in a game. So we have these different abominations. This is going to be grim because we do not have an ability to take out the abomination. Alright, I'm going to cut it one more time, and that's going to be our 1. What do we get? Obama Wild. Okay, so we're going to have to get this guy out. Molotov effects in the Obama Wild zone only kill the abomination. Other actors are not affected, and other related game effects are ignored. Well, what that means is that when you normally throw a Molotov cocktail into a zone, it kills everything in it. But not with this guy. He's so big and wild and crazy, it only kills him. Now, I haven't painted these miniatures, of course, but here he is with the big weird pack on. He's all ripped up. Looks like he was a doctor once or something. Anyway, he is going to be right here. That is scary starts. We hear him bellowing. He's right there. He can see Doug coming around the corner. He can see Wanda, and he's going to be coming after him. Now, the cool thing is he still only moves 1, so we can get away from him, but we can't defeat him. And if he gets us cornered, we're going to have a problem. Anyway, that is the first full turn of Zombicide. So we're going to take another turn, and then I think we'll do 2 turns this round and see how it goes. We are making some progress, though. That abomination might have thrown a wrench into the gears for me just a little bit, since we can't do enough damage to kill him. He does require 3 damage, and our weapons currently only do 2. So we need to search some more and get some better stuff. Remember, we've got to keep searching because we need the food too. I'm going to open that door over there with Wanda. That's going to be the first thing that happens is we're going to move the first player token, and I'm just going to go down the row. That's going to make it a little more challenging for myself too. I can't start where I want. So we're going to start with Ned, so I'm just going to go down the row and take the next action. So Ned is going to be up first. Let's take a look at Ned, get his board out, and see what he is going to do. Now this board is so big, that's why I'm not zooming in on things, so you can see the most action possible. But Ned, he doesn't have the ability to open doors or anything, so there's not a lot that he can do, actually. So what he's going to do, since he does have a pistol, I'm going to move this out of the way for just a bit. He is right here. I was thinking about going out and helping to take these runners out, but I think we should let them move to us. And so I think what he's going to do for his action, and again, I'm playing it, it's a little more challenging. I could have picked where I started again with Wanda or something like that, or started with Amy, who can get into this room. But I'm making it more challenging for myself by just going down the first turn order in order that I had the characters out. So Ned here, he's going to step one back into here since he can't get that door open. He's going to search again. Oh, by the way, this noise token from last round is gone. That's one of the things I always have struggled with in the last game, was remembering that. He's got a submachine gun now, so what is he going to do with that? Ned, he'll replace his pistol with that. Why not? Well, the pistol actually hits better. Does less dice. You know, what he wants to do is give that to Doug, because then Doug will have a matched pair sub-MGs. So he's putting that in his backpack. That was his second action. His third action is going to be to step back out and prepare for some craziness. There. He's going to try and catch up to Doug now, I think, which may change how we play things out. I'll put that back. Okay, next up is going to be Josh. Now, Josh, again, he's out in the street. I don't want him to move toward the runners. If they were walkers, I would have done it, but I don't feel good about that. So he's got a flashlight. He's going to, one, step back in his room. I probably should have left him there. Now he gets to draw 2 cards and pick which one he wants. Even if it's an R, I think he gets to get rid of it. Oh gosh, this couldn't be worse for us. This could not be a worse draw for us because we found the bag of rice and the Molotov. I hope there's enough cards in there because we need the ability to kill that abomination, and I don't know how many of these cards are in there. So he's frustrated. He's going to have to take... oh wait, no, he can take both, can't he? Yeah. Search draws 2 cards, may be used in the backpack. Okay, I'm going to double check the rule on that with the flashlight. I think he can take both of them. If he can, that's awesome. You know, it doesn't say draw and keep one. It says draw, and it says search draws 2 cards, may be used in the backpack. So it allows us to, he's our master searching person now. So he's going to keep both the Molotov and the bag of rice, and then he will step back out into the street. He's going to take on this abomination because he can now kill it. Bit of luck there for us. Not the best luck, but bit of luck there. And his backpack he's got stuff now in his backpack to deal with, which is good. That is Josh. That was his turn. He stepped in, searched, stepped out. Okay, now we got Ellie, who is also in that zone right there. She does have a shotgun. I think Ellie's going to stay with this group as well. She could... I want Ned to start heading out to help Doug. Doug may move into that space and trade with him. That's probably the best thing that Doug could do. But we got Ellie going right now. No one's gotten any additional experience points, and no one can open a door yet. So Ellie's going to have to do the same thing. She's going to step into here, where she will do a search, and then she will step back out. Here's her card. What'd she get? A crowbar. Actually, that's not a bad thing. She'll put that in her backpack for now. She can flip that for the pistol. The reason I say is because then she can help open doors as well and open them silently. So that means we have 2 people that can open doors with crowbars. Do I swap that out? Because you can organize, and when you draw a new item during a search, you can organize at that moment in time. I think we are going to do this. We're going to take her pistol, put it in the backpack, and give the crowbar there. And that's going to be her search action. Then for her third action, she'll step out here. You know what? Ned has a free... I forgot about this. I almost forgot Ned's ability when we activated him. Free search. So when he moved in there and searched, he could move back out. He still had an extra action, so he would end up with Doug. I just want to point that out. I did remember it before I got to the end of the turn. That's good, because now it's Doug's turn. So we're going to get Doug out here. I'm just going to put his board right there for the moment. He is right here. So for his first action, he's going to trade with Ned. And what he's going to do is just take this submachine gun from Ned. That means we're going to be rolling 6 dice with Doug. He's going to give the pistol over to... No, he'll just put the pistol in his backpack. Ned doesn't need a pistol. He's got one. And so now he's got his matched pair ability. And if you look in the book, I'll just read what matched pair does. so that you can understand. Matching set is what it's called. When a survivor performs a search action and draws an equipment card with a dual symbol on it, they can immediately take a second card from the same type. So it doesn't help as much, but it doesn't matter because he can use both those anyway. Anyway, kind of mixing up some of my rules, but that's okay. That's what this symbol means. It can be dual wielded as long as they're the same type. So in other words, if I drew, I'm going to read his match set again. I think that's different than I remember it, but that's okay. Part of what we're doing is learning some new stuff here. When a survivor and draws an equipment card with the dual symbol on it, they can immediately take a second card of the same type. Okay, so actually, I kind of shortchanged him here, because when he got that submachine gun, I could have found another submachine gun in the deck and drawn it out for him. Okay. Anyway, that was his first action. For his second action, he's going to step into here to help out Wanda, and that is going to be the end of his turn. He's going to stop there. He's not going to keep going. We're getting set up to bust into these rooms. It's going to be pretty interesting when we do. Okay, last up, well, not last up, but next up we have Amy. Now, Amy went north because I was going to have her join these folks here. And now I'm starting to wonder if that's a necessary thing. So I think what we're going to do with Amy, she's got her kukri. I don't want her to open up these doors in these buildings and have all kinds of creatures flood out on us. So I think what she's going to do, we're going to have Ned head up with these folks. She's going to move into here again. She will do a search because we still need the food and everything. Let's see what we get there. We got a chainsaw. So I don't know. I mean, Wanda, just thematically, I'd love to give Wanda the chainsaw. But right now, Amy has 3 melee weapons. The chainsaw, I think I'm going to stow the fire axe since she's going to be with, oh no, she won't be. She won't be with Wanda. We're not opening this door. That's the sad part there. Because, Elle, we got Elle over there. She's going to open the door. All right, well, we'll put this in. We're going to swap it out with the fire axe right now. I don't think we need her to open doors. She's going to head south with the other folks. So she's got a chainsaw and a kukri in her hands. It's okay because she is a melee action. Now she does get a free move action. So for her first, that was a free move action. So that's 2. Oh, you know, if I kept the... No, I don't want to do that. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Actually, she's going to put the chainsaw in her backpack for now. No, take it back. Here's what she's going to do. She's going to do this. I put her card back too soon. She's going to keep the fire axe. We're going to take the kukri out. And then we're going to put the chainsaw in. Okay. And I'll show you why. Because right now she's taking 1 action, and that's to search. So her second action is going to be to move out to here. Third action is going to be to bust down this door. That will cause noise, by the way, out here in the street because she's using the fire axe to do it, and that's okay. But now we're going to spawn a bunch of zombies. Okay, so when you're spawning zombies in the rooms now, you go from left to right, and you spawn away in each of the dark zone rooms that are in place. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I don't think it really matters which way you draw. You can decide, but I'm going to go from left to right. So the first one we have nothing. I wish that one was our first one. That would have been awfully good. Our second one is 6. And then activate. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to spawn 6 walkers. And then we're going to activate them. It's a Walker Rush. That's a new card, by the way, just to let you take a look at that for a minute. Walker Rush. We're going to spawn 6 walkers and then immediately activate them. So let me get out some random walkers. Okay. I'm picking them literally at random. Now there are also some interesting, I got to remember because there's some that are specific. I think they're in the top tray or something. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll deal with it. Here are the walkers as they come in. Now, they're going to be in this room here. So there's 1, 2, 3, and these are all different sculpts that I used here for the walkers. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, they are then going to activate. Now, they have 2 ways to go that are 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's the same distance. They're going to split. So 3 are going to go this direction. 3 are going to go this direction. That's how splitting rules work. Now in this new rule set, if you split an uneven number, it just means you go one short on one of the split rooms and you decide. Where before it would actually spawn another, which was kind of crazy. So yeah, we're just going to take some normal zombie movement there. And I think that's going to be cool. All right, so that's it for that. And we got this room here actually to spawn. Let's see what we get there. Uh-oh, we got a fatty. We're still in the blue zone, so we got a fatty there. Let's get one of the most interesting. There's a cool looking fatty right there. Boom, big behemoth right there coming in right here, hot. And then we got one here. It does not activate though, it just comes in the room. And another walker rush. Oh man, so 4 more walkers, and they're going to do something. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these are going to be right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're going to move immediately into this zone, which means if we don't kill them, they're going to move into there before they activate. And I only have one more character to go, and she's not anywhere near there, unfortunately. So they're going to... I did not expect that. I thought we'd have a turn. I forgot about these new Walker Rush cards. They're causing me a problem as these zombies are starting to move into our area. Look, we already got a little spot of trouble. That's what I love about this game. You can be cruising along thinking you got it in the bag, and then all of a sudden everything turns on you. Okay. You know what? That was her second activate. So she moved here with her free move action. Searched, moved. That's 2. She's still got another action. Unfortunately, she's got melee weapons. So she's not going anywhere. She's going to stay right there. She's got her chainsaw and her fire axe. She's ready to go. I think she's going to hang tight. Okay. Now we have one last player to go this turn, and that's going to be Wanda. And then the zombies are going to go, and that's going to be the end of our turn, our episode this turn. So Wanda has a crowbar. So for her first action, she is going to pop this one open. Okay. That was her first action. Now we have a dark room right there, so we're going to spawn a zombie set there. It is going to be 1 runner. That's not so bad. So we got 1 runner. Now, here is that runner. Now here's the thing about this. When you shoot into a building, or when you shoot from room to room, you can only shoot into the next room. So her sniper rifle does not really help her yet. But that was only her first action. So she's going to then take her second action to move in here, and her third action, our first combat action of the game, she's going to shoot with her army sniper rifle into that room, see if we can kill the walker. Now, we get 2 dice. Let's take a look at her sniper rifle again, just to show you. You get 2 dice, 1 to 4 range. Now, again, if she was out in the street, she could shoot 4 away in a straight line, but she's not. She had to shoot in the building, so she had to move. She's going to roll 2 dice. She needs a 3+ and does 2 damage. So she'll kill the walker without much problem. Now, I opened this door. I did not put a noise token down there, right? Because the crowbar is silent. So let's just roll our dice and see what we get. We bumped good old Doug out the way, but we did hit once. That's all we hit twice, actually. It's a 3. That's all we needed. Boom. We killed this walker, and she gets an adrenaline point. Wanda's on her way. She wants her chainsaw, though, and that puts that guy out of play. He done. Okay. So she got 1 experience point and killed one of the beasties. Now, she is... Let's see. She has a nice weapon. So first she opened the door, she moved, and she fired. So that's all 3 of her actions. She doesn't have any other actions right now. That's it. Okay. And that is going to mark the end of our characters' turns. All right. Well, that's where we're at the moment. I think we're in an okay place, except we're going to do some zombie activations. Now, let's take a look at our zombies. Now, again, before you do any spawning of zombies, you're going to activate them. And the first thing you're going to do is activate them. When we activate a zombie is we're going to attack. Now, there's nobody in a place where they can attack, so none of that's going to happen. Then we're going to move. Now, I'm going to move these runners here first. They're going to move 2. Because they get 2 activations. So their first activation takes them here as they're sprinting toward our characters over there. Their second activation takes them into this spot right here. Not good, right? Okay, next up, we're going to move these 4 because they are going to plow. Now, remember, they would attack first. They're not going to get to attack this turn, but they are going to shamble off into this section right here. Okay, and then we got these rooms. These 3 are going to move here. See if you can see that clearly. Yes, you can. Tilt it down a little bit. These 3 are also going to move here along with the fatty. That's bad news. And last but not least, we have the big wild abomination moving right there. He's coming, he's bellowing, but we're going to get him because, well, I thought we were going to get him because good old Josh has a Molotov cocktail throw. Oh, which, by the way, I had to put that in his other hand. I would have done that when we got his stuff. I would not have put it in his backpack. I think you can't. Yeah, you have to have it in the hand to eliminate the zone. Okay. And he only has the baseball bat, so he's holding a baseball bat and a Molotov cocktail. That's it for zombie activations. Now we're going to spawn some more. You can see how quickly this game escalates. Once again, there can only be one abomination on the zone. So if we happen to draw a card, which we didn't, it's going to be 2 walkers, and then another walker rush. Good Lord, okay. Well, that's fine. That's not the end of the world. It's just 2, and it's going to be down here. So we're going to have 2 more walkers spawn, and then immediately activate in a walker rush. So they're just right there. That's not a big deal. Anyway, what I was saying is, if we draw a card that shows an abomination spawning in the blue zone again, it's a fatty, just for information. 3 walkers, no walker rush, just spawned. So 3 more walkers are spawning up at the top here. 1, 2, and 3. They come in, and then down here at the bottom, we're going to get... See, now here's the thing. Well, it's a 0, so it's fine. We would have gotten... Well, we drew another abomination card, but not until the yellow zone, so that one does not come into play. Means the only thing coming up through there right now is the abomination. And we're going to leave it in a little bit of a cliffhanger. We're going to end this episode right here. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please like, share, and subscribe, by the way. And we'll see what happens in the next episode, when we are going to have some big battles going on. We've got all these runners coming down. Remember, they activate twice, so we've got to get rid of them. One of the best people to get rid of big masses right now is Doug, because he's got the 2 submachine guns, and I wasted a couple actions that he could have gotten him quicker getting them, but that's okay. It might behoove him to come on back and let Ned go help Wanda, because Wanda is not in trouble right now. She's cleared that room. But you know what? Doug could go in there and get... Now he's got the 2 submachine guns. He could go in there and raid that pimp weapon crate, or get the objective. That might be worth doing. There are 3 people down here. I hope between them they can take these guys out. By the way, next up, Josh will be the first character, so he is slippery. He's probably going to slip out of that space and kill the abomination first, and then shoot. Oh, and he's got a baseball bat, so we'll see what he does there. But he's got the ability of slippery. That is his blue level, adrenaline level ability. And I'm just going to look at it. I didn't look at it because I knew what it does, but maybe it does something slightly different, so we should take a look, right, just to be sure. Slippery, the survivor does not spend extra actions when they perform a move action out of a zone containing zombies, right? The survivor also ignores zombies when performing move actions. So he's just slippery. You can just slip through them and get to... So he's probably going to duck out of here and kill this guy. That would be good. That's going to give him, I think, 5 adrenaline points. So he will get a couple people close to popping a new zone. That does give him a new ability. Most of the time, the second ability is an extra action. But I think in all these base characters, it is an extra action. But that's okay. And we got to get these runners down. Now, Ellie... She's got the shotgun, so she's got a good chance of taking these runners. Amy's got a good chance of killing these guys with the chainsaw, so I think we're okay. We'll see how it plays out. Anyway, I'll see you in the next episode, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, and have a great day.